Hi, my name is Joe Poliak and I'm with Keller Williams Realty. If you're in the market to buy a house, you may have heard the term disclosure package. In this video, I'll go over the documents usually included in a disclosure package and some tips of what to look for when reviewing one. A disclosure package is a collection of documents, reports, inspections, and questionnaires that a seller prepares for potential buyers. They do this because they want to disclose everything they know about a property so that they're not liable in case some issues arise for the buyer after they purchase the house. A buyer and their agent should review this document in detail before writing an offer on a property. This includes the transfer disclosure statement, seller property questionnaire, and the local supplemental questionnaires. The questionnaires are simply forms that the seller fills out and describes anything which would materially affect a buyer's decision to purchase. For example, they ask if there has been a death on the property within the last 3 years, is the property part of an HOA? Has any work been done to the property with permits or without? Are there neighborhood noise problems? Were any insurance claims filed within the last year? Are there any soil or settling problems they were aware of? Were there any pets in the home? Are there any water-related or mold issues they're aware of? And so on. If they answer yes to any of these questions, they will then elaborate further on these issues. A natural hazards disclosure is a document which maps out any potential environmental hazards or issues that are associated with the property. For example, it will map out whether the property is in a flood zone, a high fire risk zone, an earthquake fault or seismic hazard zone, an airplane noise zone, or in a heavily commercial area with potential hazards caused by pollution or underground oil storage tanks. A home inspection report is done by a licensed and certified home inspector. They do a walkthrough of the house and they look at its condition, whether or not things are built according to current code, and will note what needs attention or needs to be replaced. We call this a general inspection because they don't actually specialize in any one area, such as a foundation or the electrical components. But they know enough about each area to notify you if an expert is needed to come in and further inspect or repair something. The home inspector goes through the entire house and usually also inspects the roof. Most home inspectors will summarize the report for people with the action items and things that need to be addressed. As a side note, when reviewing a home inspection, you should make sure that the home inspector is reputable. An important thing to look at is the foundation. Did they note any cracks or movement that needs additional inspections or repair? How is the drainage? What type of soil is common in this area? For example, in some areas, like much of Redwood City, the homes are on clay soil, so it expands and contracts when it rains. So the home needs good drainage. Has the foundation been reinforced and is the house bolted to the foundation? Well, a lot of these things aren't necessarily deal killers, but are things you will have to consider doing if you haven't done them already. So how old is the roof? And will it need to be replaced? Well, how about the electrical system? If it's an older house, you may need to update the electrical system if you plan on doing an extensive remodel. The home inspection also checks the water heater and furnace. Are they nearing the end of their lifespan? Keep in mind that a home inspection does not mention cost estimates in the report. If you would like an idea of what certain repairs and improvements will cost, you need to get a bid from a contractor that you trust. Otherwise known as a termite report, it deals mainly with the wood areas of a house and points out if there's any dry rot, fungus, shower pan leaks, and of course termite activity. It's broken down into Section 1 and Section 2 items. In a nutshell, Section 1 items are problems now. Section 2 items are not problems now, but if left unattended, they can become problems later. An example of a Section 1 problem would be dry rot present at certain areas of the outdoor deck that need to be replaced or repaired, while a Section 2 item would be a loose toilet in the bathroom. If there's termite activity present, sometimes it can be treated locally by spraying the termites directly in the area where they are, but sometimes a termite infestation may have spread throughout the entire house and it will have to be tented and gassed. You have probably seen this when you drive by a house and there is a giant parachute-looking bag over it. These are documents that you'll find in almost every disclosure package you review. That they go over the standard practices and conditions present within certain areas and disclose to buyers potential issues they may run into. They include state and local real estate advisories, lead-based paint disclosures, smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm disclosures, water heater bracing disclosure, Megan's Law disclosure, and so on. If you're buying a condominium or a townhouse, you will be provided the HOA documents. You'll receive CC&Rs and bylaws for the HOA, which are basically the rules you'll have to abide by if you decide to purchase a property within the community. It goes over what you're allowed and not allowed to do within your unit. Most HOAs will basically let you do any remodeling you want inside as long as it doesn't affect the structure of the building or cause issues for other units. They're much more strict on what you're allowed to do outside of the unit, however, such as in front of the unit or on the deck. They also go over rules regarding parking, pets, use of common areas, and so on. You'll also receive HOA insurance information, financial statements, and meeting minutes for the last several years. It's important that you review all of these in great detail and send them to your lender beforehand to limit any potential issues arising from a loan. Again, my name is Joe Poliak with Keller Williams Real Estate, and I hope this video was helpful. If you have any more questions or you'd like to learn more, you can visit my YouTube channel and watch other videos that I've made. You can also visit my website, joepoliak.com, and contact me directly. If you're thinking about buying a home, then please visit my buyer's page where you can search for homes for sale. If you're considering selling your home, well then please visit my seller's page where you can receive a free home value estimate.